Number 10, the original Nintendo Entertainment System. To be fair, I'm having trouble deciding this list. It's kind of going back and forth between this being at 10 and what is at number 9. So it could switch any day. Like this, most of this list, you're just gonna have to kind of go with me. This is roughly my 10 favorite consoles. But so as of tonight, I'm shooting this like at 1 in the morning. Right now, original NES is coming in at 10. Great console. Like, I mean, it's the classic. Everyone knows this. Even people that are not into video games, they know the NES. I mean, the toaster. I mean, look at this thing. Look at that. So this one here is actually slightly modded. I have, let's see, got a little sticker here. I have the blinking light wind mod, which what that does. So the original NES, you put a game in like this, and then you would notoriously you push this down, and it would go all the way down into the console. But what that would do, it would bend the pins that read the connection for the cartridge. They would bend, and it would eventually not work. And you would push the power button. Oh wow, power was still in there. That's weird. You push the power button, and this little red light would come on and just keep blinking and blinking, and it'd be really hard to get this thing to work. This thing is notoriously hard to get to work. But what this does, it puts this piece of plastic here where you can't push it down no more. See, this cartridge is all the way in, but you can't push it down no more. So it's a straight connection. It replaces the pins. So this thing, it basically 99.9% of the time works on the first little push. So it greatly helps this console out, as it was very frustrating to play because they all would mess up very quickly because the pins would get stretched because that's this stupid design they did. But it's classic. Everyone knows it. It's kind of a quirk of it. So I'm going to show you some of the games I recommend for it. And the rule is supposed to be, as I probably already said, top 5 games. The rule gets stretched a little bit here and there, but what are you going to do? So, must own the original Legend of Zelda. This game, one of my all-time favorites. One of my favorite gaming memories, actually. Me and the two brothers we like to play, Nathan and Austin. We beat this one summer. I used to go over their house like every night. We just play it. And this actually used to belong to my Uncle Dwayne. And he played this as a kid growing up, and he actually drew maps for it. So it's really cool. So we use those maps to get through the game, and it was great. Another must own, Super Mario Brothers 3. Honestly, my favorite 2D Mario game. To me, it's just the best Mario game overall, like at least for the 2D side. 3D side's kind of hard to compare, it's a whole different thing. But anyway, you have to own those. I'm gonna kind of also throw in their other ones just to kind of continue like the series. We got the original Mario. I mean, you have to have, if you have an NES, you have to have this cartridge, especially one with Duck Hunt. Like this is kind of it's intriguing in itself because Duck Hunt is so great. Only problem is you can't really play it anymore if you have a new TV. So you need an old CRT TV to play it. I don't know. New TVs don't work with it. They kind of suck. But, Duck Hunt does not suck. Then you also have Super Mario Bros. 2. Not near as good as these two, but, it's weird, quirky. Technically, not even a Mario game if you look at the research. But, it's still fun. On the Zelda side, we're going to go ahead and throw in The Adventures of Link. Very underappreciated game, honestly. Does stuff very differently than the original. Just look it up. It's weird, but definitely worth playing. Let's keep this back a little bit. All right. Now for the rest of the lineup, another very strong entry, Gunsmoke by Capcom. Very good game. Very fun. Very hard. I'm gonna throw up Galaga because Galaga is like the best arcade game ever made. That or Pac-Man. Go either way. Really love Galaga. I'm gonna give it to Galaga. I love Pac-Man and all, but Galaga, it's my babe right there. And then lastly, you're all gonna make fun of me for this. This is a game we picked it up going to my uncle's house once. We bought a couple games to take over there to play when he owned this system instead of me. I don't know why we bought this, but I've always enjoyed it ever since. But Little Mermaid. Yep, Little Mermaid. So yeah, those are my recommendations for the NES. I'm gonna go in here real quick. The classic controller. I mean, the D-pad. I think they started the D-pad, and it's classic. I mean, you see this all the time in phone cases and everything. And then now we even got the mini NES, which this thing's great too. So go out, get Nintendo NES. Such a legend. Check it out. Look at this lineup. So go buy yourself an NES or an NES Mini. They're great consoles, and really it saved the video game industry. You should go look up that story. That's a good story, but yeah, that's number 10. Number 9, N64. As you see, I have the Jungle Green N64 here, and it's notoriously weird controller. I mean, look at this thing. I mean, what do you... That's so weird. I kind of dig it, though. Most people hate it. I know my friend Nathan hates it, for the most part. I don't know. I kind of have a love-hate relationship. I think I mostly love it. I don't know. It's so weird and quirky, but look, check this. Ugh, whatever. Nintendo. Y'all crazy kids. You know, just quit doing drugs. So N64, like I said, this kind of switches back and forth between NES, which I know a lot of people are like, y'all crazy. N64 is the best console ever. Yeah, what can I say? You're probably right. But you know, I put it at number 9. I do really love this thing, and actually, it's funny. I go back and forth on if I want to collect a whole set of games for a console, and it's funny because, you know, this comes at number 9. I'm actually weirdly set up to collect for it because I bought stickers for the end of the cartridge for them all. I have all like 298 or 288. I don't remember. There's something 200 some games for this thing in the U.S. and I owned all the sticker ends for them. So if I ever wanted to, I could do it. So also another little weird thing on this thing is this RAM extender here, which there's a couple games that you had to have it. In fact, this shipped with, I believe, Donkey Kong 64, because you couldn't even play Donkey Kong 64 without it, because you had to have it because that was such a powerful cartridge compared to the other ones, so much bigger and more in depth what they were trying to do. So you couldn't even, oh my gosh. Got it. Anyway, so yeah, a lot of nostalgia for this console. Actually, I have 2 of these. I have the normal gray one, gray or black, whatever. I got it for me and my brother and sister got it for Christmas like years ago, like I don't know, 98, 99, something like that. And it's just been a favorite ever since. But I want to show this cool, nice green one. But okay, let me show you some of my favorite games on it. My favorite game, Donkey Kong 64, as mentioned with the power boost. Still, I can't think what the thing's called. RAM booster, I guess. I actually have a weird lineup of games, really, for this console. I know there's a lot of really classic, well-known games on this thing that aren't really in my list. I'll just keep going. Spider-Man for the 64, which actually I know this came out on other consoles, and technically other versions are better, but this is what I grew up on. I know this came out on the Dreamcast, and I actually got it recently on the Dreamcast, and let's say it's a lot better, but, you know, again, I grew up on this one. I bought it with my own money, and it was really cool. I remember that day very well. Kind of funny. Stuff you remember. But, oh yeah, those end stickers I was telling you about real quick. See? Ooh, because Nintendo screwed up, and it was just blank, and, ugh, dumb. I swear Nintendo makes the dumbest decisions. You know, they do some of the best stuff, too, so it's a love-hate relationship with them. But, yeah, you see, that's a really cool sticker. See? Very cool, very cool. Because I have stickers technically for every U.S. Cartridge that came out. So if I ever wanted to do it, I could go for it. Next is Rush 2049. It's funny. I never would have known this game existed, but we became friends with the Kaisers, and namely Josh Kaiser. The guy's a legend. He had this game, and we would always go over to his house and play this game. Like, this was basically what we did for a few years over there. Play the battle mode and occasionally stunt, which, you know, whatever. If you've ever checked this out, you know what it's like. But the battle mode is awesome. It's funny. There's only like 4 or 5 tracks unlocked at the beginning. You have to do all kinds of crazy garbage to unlock more. But so we'd play pretty much the same 5 stages. But, you know, it's one of those classic games that it keeps you enthralled. Next game, Beetle Adventure Racing. I know. This is kind of like the Little Mermaid thing, but guys, this is actually a very, very good racing game. Quirky, funny, being the Beetle car and stuff, but you know, it's fun. Check it out. If you never played this, it's like $5 to $10 for the N64. If you have one of these and you never played that and you like racing games, go get this one. It's fun. It's kind of like Mario Kart rules, but more realistic. It's got boxes with power-ups and stuff like Mario Kart. But a little bit more realistic racing, yeah, kind of. And speaking of which, Mario Kart 64. This is actually my. I go back and forth. It's probably my second favorite Mario Kart. I believe Double Dash being my favorite for the GameCube. I think this is second. Mario Kart 8 is probably third. I don't know. Again, I grew up on this, and I don't know. Classic. I love it. But those are my recommendations for it. But I can't just stop there for the N64 because I would get crucified. I didn't play neither one of these games growing up. I didn't own neither one of them growing up. But I'm going to throw them in there because you have to if you're talking about the N64. You got Mario 64, which is a great game. I've never liked it like my friends have or anyone else really does. I know it's great. I just I didn't play it growing up, so it's a little hard to go back to it because like it's not near as good to some of the other Marios in my opinion. So mine's Mario Sunshine. Shh. So yeah. Then also, of course, we got to mention Ocarina of Time, usually considered maybe even the best game ever made. So you got to throw that in there. I've attempted to play this game multiple times. I keep starting and stopping. It's kind of my thing to do, which is unfortunate. But there you have it. There is some beautiful, beautiful games. All these will keep you entertained for hours. Oh, and I'm just going to show you for the Donkey Kong 64. I actually have the Japanese version in the box because I'm a crazy person, but it's really cool. So, yeah, there you have it. Number 9 N64. Great console. Number 8, the Xbox 360. And as you see, I have my Star Wars edition here. R2-D2 version, I guess I should say. Amazing console. Also, it's awesome controller. This thing is a beast, like so comfortable, and it's basically the norm for controllers now, or at least it's it's what a lot of them base them off of. And it's just one of the most comfortable controllers out there. Definitely in the top 5 best controllers of all time. And like I said, it seems to be kind of like the mold they use for the modern controller now on most of them, anyway. So great controller. Setting that aside, let's focus here on the Xbox 360. I love this console. Like I said, I struggled because maybe this should be higher. This and the next one, I don't know. This whole list is weird, but this is how I'm feeling at the moment. Great console. It was kind of funny. I got so much love for this console because originally I was just a PlayStation person when coming into this generation. I grew up. I say grew up. I had a PS2 before this. And so when the PS3 came out, that was what I was, and I was very anti-Xbox for some reason. Stupid wars, I guess. But eventually, I did see the light and really started getting where I liked Xbox and Microsoft a lot. I originally bought my first one from Nathan from We Like to Play. That one I still have. It's in the closet, but it red ring, guys. Second time it's done that. Second time, not once but twice. So yeah, that happened. But it's many great games on this thing. I mean, I don't know. It's crazy. That whole generation was just weird how long it lasted. You had two titans, the 360 and the PS3 going at each other. So that said, guys, we'll just show you some of the games. Halo 4 is my favorite Halo game. People fight me on this. They're wrong, of course, because they're just wrong. Everyone, I love it because it's kind of funny because it comes down to I love that you can run in this game. I love all the Halos, but man, not being able to run in the first 3, it's so weird and it makes you feel so just slow. You feel like it takes forever to get there. And when you're playing multiplayer, I love being able to run. You have more of that movement, but it's a wide debate. Everyone has their favorites, and this just happens to be my favorite. I have beat this one, and we're gonna go ahead and throw in the other Halos in here. We got Halo 3 and then Halo Anniversary. This is a remake of the first one. Which is really cool because you can play with the new graphics, or you can turn them off and play the original Xbox graphics. So that's really cool. I just wanted to kind of throw all 3 of those in there. Sorry about the light. Oh my gosh. So yeah, any of those will do you good. They're all super cheap. That's the thing with this generation. I know a lot of these games are cheap on a lot of these consoles. Not all of them. The NES, and showing you the original Zelda. It's like a $20-$30 game usually. and same for Mario 3. But like stuff like in this generation, with the 360 and the PS3, the games are so cheap. Like the big titles, it's so cool now. 'Cause I remember growing up with this, and everything was so expensive, and you're like, ugh. But now, you know, Halo 4, Halo 3, Halo 1, they're all like $4.95, like $4.95, and they're some of the best games. Like they're great. So yeah, go out if you have a 360 and you haven't played Halo. For one, what the heck's wrong with you? But or if you're just thinking about getting a 360, go do it and get these games. Or get an Xbox One. You can get the Master Chief Collection. It has all these. And plus Halo 2. Halo 2 is great too. I just don't have it. I mean, it never came out on the 360 as far as I know. But the original Halo 2 for Xbox will play on the 360. So check it out. It's great as well. Alright, so moving on. Minecraft. I mean, it had to be on here somewhere. It's funny, some of the consoles on this list all have Minecraft, but I ended up, this is the one I played it on the most with the 360. So, there you go. Got Steve here. What's up, bud? Great game. Another, this one's kind of funny to put on here, but, you know, I'm going to do it. Plants vs. Zombies, which is funny, you know, it's a phone game, but it, you know, translated well to 360. Actually, if you want to see a playthrough of it, me and We Like to Play gang, we played that on our channel. As I said, we like to play. Nathan Austin. We played. That was one of our first games we ever did on the channel. So go check it out. It's more of kind of like a podcast. We talked all kinds of garbage on that and just played Plants vs. Zombies till we beat it. So that was fun. Another one, Need for Speed Most Wanted. This is my favorite Need for Speed game. Has the best story. A lot of fun. Great racing. And then I'm going to throw in Blazing Angels 2. I would have thrown in 1, but I couldn't find 1 for some reason. So there you have it. Go check out Blazing Angels. Very good playing games. Fun history stuff in it too. So yeah, go get yourself a 360. Check these games out. There are many great games on this. This is a couple I wanted to throw out there that I played a lot. And like I said, they're all really cheap now. All these games are probably, I don't want to say all $5.95 or less. They're probably at least $10.95 and down. I know the Halo games for sure are like $5.95 and down. For most of them are like $4, I think. But go check it out. Amazing console. That's just a great generation. And one of the best controllers ever. So go check it out. Show the Xbox 360 some love, guys. Number 7. PS3. Look at this guy. I mean, just set it down, man. This thing's heavy. This is the original version of the PS3. It's, in my opinion, the best looking console ever made. I mean, let me just straighten that up for you, buddy. There you go. This one, real quick, as you can see, this one's a little bit busted. I actually have 3 PS3s. Go figure. I have 2 of the originals. This one's actually broken right now. My sister-in-law gave it to me. I don't know where she got it. Maybe I think she got it at her work or something, but needs some work. I think this is actually the one that plays PS2 games as well, so I really need to get this one fixed. I'm not sure if that's true, but I think it is. Anyway, it was just the easiest one to get to for this video. But look at this thing. It is this beautiful, I think they call this piano top version PS3 or something like that. So beautiful. This is my favorite looking console. And this thing was just crazy when it came out. I mean, like, what, I launched it like $600? $600 for a video game console? Like, that was insane. And like, I believe the story is these things cost Sony $900 to make when they first came out. So they lost $300 right off the bat. So it was just crazy. They had a kind of a garbagey launch, honestly. They really hurt them, but you know, they clawed their way back and they made some great stuff. But and also they had a very good controller. It's kind of funny. I used to absolutely adore this thing, and then when the PS4 controller came out, I went back to this one. I'm like, this is kind of garbage. But then it's kind of, this whole PS3 thing's kind of funny to me because like I used to love it so much, then I kind of fell out of love with it. But then like I've kind of gone back to it recently a little bit, and I realized, man, this thing really is great. And honestly, again, excuse me, it could possibly be higher on the list. I have a lot of nostalgia for this, just for some of the games on it. It got me into my probably second favorite series all time, arguably favorite. It's gonna be second. Yes, Sonic wins out. I'm sorry, but yeah, this thing, it's actually a great controller. It's not too much different than PS2 controller, but it's enough, and it's just, it is better, more comfortable, and it had Bluetooth at the time, which is great. It was crazy having wireless controllers like that. It worked so well, and just, yeah, it was great. So yeah, I really love the PS3. We didn't get it at launch. We got it like a year after, I think. And I don't know, it's one of those video game memories I cherish. Like, me and Dad picked it up, and I don't know, it was great. At the time there still wasn't that many games out there that we knew. The funny thing is, the first game I think we bought was Sonic 06, which, gosh, that game hurts me. I about brought it out for this, but I was like, yeah, no, whatever. But I will show you some of my favorite games, some of the games you should go out and get. Fortunately, I didn't put these in order like I did the last few, so I don't know what I'm thinking. But another game we bought at launch, though, that changed me. I gotta say, it's one of the biggest impacts I've had on me video game wise. Uncharted. Like, I played. It was fun. I didn't even know what this was at the time. They had a demo of it when we were still considering if we were going to buy it or not, because Dad was buying. I think the one we bought was $400 or $500 at the time. But I had played this demo, and he watched me, and we were both like blown away. Like, you gotta understand, we were used to PS2 graphics. Freaking playing Uncharted blew my mind. Like, this is the biggest jump in graphics I've ever experienced, and we'll probably never experience that big of a jump again. Going from like GameCube, PS2, original Xbox to what is the PS3 and 360, especially something like Uncharted. Like, the time, that was like, it was mind blowing. Like, you're playing this game that at the time looked like a movie, and you're like, what is this? What is going on? So that's an absolute must. Like I said, this series would come. If it wasn't for that guy right there, it would be my all-time favorite. I just have too much like Sonic's. He's my boy, but Nathan Drake is also my boy. Go check him out. And while you're doing that, go get Uncharted 2. Arguably the best. I'm going to give it second best. Uncharted 4 the best. Sorry. And also Uncharted 3, which I have this cool metal tin case, which has this awful sticker thing I never did fix, but there it is. So yeah, you need to get all three of those. All amazing. All amazing. If I was going to put these in order, I have a lot of nostalgia for this because it was the first that got me started with it. Really, I think it goes, for these three anyway, I think it goes 2, 1, 3. Which 3 gets crapped on a little bit sometimes, but really shouldn't. It like is very good, and technically, yeah, I think graphic-wise, it might be the best looking PS3 game ever made. It came out very late when it was still really relevant, or still relevant, I guess. Yeah, I think that pushed the PS3 to its max, I believe, what I heard. I'm not sure, but yeah, get those 3. Another game I spent an absolute stupid amount of time on, Modern Warfare 2. Me and my friends played this to death. The multiplayer, it's still by far my favorite Call of Duty multiplayer game. So good. Oh, so freaking good. Rust and all them. Ugh. I'm sorry, I'm going back to those intense moments. But yeah, Modern Warfare 2, we used to play this for hours, both on PS3 and 360. I just decided to throw on the PS3 for this, so go check it out. That's great, especially, I'm not even talking online. That's what I get so peeved. Everything's so online now, and they keep not throwing 4-player local on these games, but this had it, and it was amazing. That's what we did. We spent hours and hours and hours playing the local 4-player multiplayer on this, so I wish the games would still do that all the time. It's amazing to me they haven't done that. Like, I think Halo 5 didn't do it. It only had 2-player. Like, that's garbage. And I believe the new one they're making, Infinity, I believe it's supposed to have 4-player local, which is better and better. I'm not going to even attempt to buy that. But so another game I would suggest is the Sonic Ultimate Genesis Collection. Like, if you're a Genesis fan at all, this is like the ultimate. I mean, I'm trying to think how many flipping games are on this thing. I'm not sure if it even says here on the back, but I want to say there's like 40 or 50 games on here. It may not be that much, but it's a shockingly good amount of games, and like it has. I think this is maybe the last time they released Sonic 3 and Knuckles on a collection. They keep like leaving it off for some reason. Like as far as I know, Sonic 3 and Knuckles is not on the newest Sega Genesis collection for like PS4, Switch, and Xbox One. So I don't know what they're doing. This has a lot of deep cuts. It's a great game. This is just great. I think Nathan got this for me for my birthday, I want to say 1 year. Great game. I didn't appreciate it as much then. Like, it was awesome. I love that he got it for me, but like, I don't know what my deal was, but like a few years later is when I started really playing this. I'm like, good lord, this is like amazing collection. So check it out. Awesome, you got that for me. Thanks, man. It's awesome. Another game I would suggest, Ratchet and Clank Collection, because Ratchet and Clank is really one of the best series. It's so much fun. It's one of the best platformers, like for like since like the PS2 and on. It's just great. Not very excited I'm back in this collection, but take my word for it. Ratchet and Clank, great games, great games. Check them out. The last game I'm going to show is kind of funny because I've actually barely played it. Like I used to play a lot when we first got it. It was so now I remember the first 3 games we bought that day when we bought the PS3 was Sonic 06, like I mentioned, Uncharted, and then we bought Motorstorm, which is actually really freaking fun, but it was so hard. I never could get the grip on it. And I think also I kind of hurt my chances on it too, because you can actually turn the controller where you take it, instead of just using the analog stick, you have to like turn it like you would like a Wii controller. And then it blew my mind at the time, like doing a racing game like that. So I think I did that a lot, which it's almost impossible. At least it was for me. But it's funny, I haven't played this that much. Never really even got very far in this game because it was so freaking hard to me. But I still just have the best memories of this. Like, I don't know, this console, I have so many memories. So this thing might should be higher because of that, but you know, it came in here at 7, so that's where I'm going to leave it, at least for now. So yeah, go get all these games. These are great, especially these Uncharted games. Oh gosh, go check them out and go get yourself PS3. Number 6, the Nintendo Switch. This is kind of funny. This is like a love-hate relationship or a pet peeve console of mine. And there's me. Hello. I really struggled putting this above the PS3 and 360, honestly. Because it's so new and I don't know. It's I don't even know what to say on this. I freaking love this thing. I really do. My one pet peeve of this thing is how underpowered it is compared to the PS4 and Xbox One. I get it because it's a handheld, but you know, it has that dock, which I decided not to bring in here because it's kind of going to pain, unplug and get it out where it is. But I think they should have made that dock something special, something that powered this thing up to be close to PS4, if not up to a PS4. Because the thing is, this thing has amazing first party games. Sorry, but as far as like third parties, yes, they're on there, but a lot of them, they run so much worse. At least they look worse, and you know, it's really annoying. Like if you're trying to buy a multi-plat and you're trying to like, which console am I going to get it on? If you have all 3 of the big 3, you have the portability, which is great. After that, it's like, why would I buy a multi-plat on the Switch compared to like the PS4 if I'm not caring about the mobility of it, because it's gonna look 100 times better on PS4 or Xbox One. So I struggle with that. I still love this thing. I know I'm crapping all over it at the moment, but this thing's actually great. It's one of the most loving consoles I have. I think that's why I went ahead and put it above the PS3 and 360, which still kind of bothers me for some reason. I think also making this video talking much about the PS3 brought back a bunch of stuff that I was like, man, I really don't know. But you know, talking about it now, looking at it, I'm gonna go ahead and stick with it. This is number 6. It could, honestly, I think it could even been higher on the list if it was more powerful. Like I don't know. It's such a weird subject with me with Nintendo, because I felt for the last good amount of time, if Nintendo would, you know, do their quirky thing like this, where it's portable, but also have a version of it, or like make it where it's docked. If it was as powerful as the other two, like, what a strong showing, because then you have the Nintendo exclusives, which everyone loves. Like, all the Nintendo games are great. But you also have all the third-party games looking just as good as any other console. So, like, why wouldn't you buy it on Nintendo? That's my whole thing. Like, Nintendo could really do some damage against the other two if they would just be as powerful as the other two, or close to it. Because, like, right now they're getting away with it, but right now we're ramping up for the PlayStation 5 and next Xbox. And then you have the Switch, which there's rumors of them making a more powerful Switch, but even then, it'd probably be as powerful as a PS4 at this point. And then next year when PS5 comes out, that one's supposed to be a pretty significant jump from PS4 to PS5. So multiplats, eventually they're not going to want to put on this, or if they do, they are literally going to look really bad. So I don't know what Nintendo needs to do. I mean, I guess I do. They need to make a console that's comparable to the others. But that said, this thing's great, portable, even docked. I actually mostly play it docked, so there's that. Let me show you the controller. I mean, obviously these are controllers, Joy-Cons that detach, but if you want the real experience, this bad boy, the Pro Controller, very, very good controller. I'm so glad they finally did this, because, man, you had the console that I do like a little bit, but kind of despise at the same time, the Wii. I think the thing is overhyped garbage for the most part. I like it, but it's also, I don't know, the stupid Wii controller is garbage. There's a lot of things I just don't like about the Wii. But you know, and this thing, they shipped right from the beginning. Had an actual real controller. Even these things, as weird as they are, you can detach them, and it has its own little handle deal, and it makes it into a regular controller instead of stupid, ridiculous Wii remote. So this thing's great. Great little console here. I'm going to show you some of my recommendations and the reason to own this lovely little game console. Okay, so the main reason to even own this thing, in my opinion, Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Like, and actually, if you bought this thing at launch, which it's kind of one of the special things about this console to me, because this was the first console I ever bought on launch night. Me, Nathan, Austin, we all three, I think we all three bought one that night, or maybe me and Nathan did. I don't remember if Austin got his that night or not. It seemed like he had to go back. I don't know. Anyway, at launch, this was pretty much it. Like, it was like this, Bomberman, and 1-2 Switch, which that should have came with the console. Like, Nintendo, I'm telling you, Nintendo's on drugs half the time. They do the dumbest garbage. Like, that should have been with the console. But you know, you had what was it, a $50 game or $60 game, and it's like a party game. Like, it's like Wii Resort or Wii Sports, whatever. You know, and that shipped with the Wii. That was a smart thing they did, and I don't know what they're doing. Anyway, getting off topic. Breath of the Wild, main reason to own this console. This is one of the best games I've ever played in my life. I have a hard time saying it's the best Zelda because I haven't played that many Zeldas, but what I have is still my favorite. And yeah, it's spectacular. I have over 100 hours in this game, which is really just scratching the surface. Like, I beat it, I've done a lot of exploring around, but there's so much more I can do in this game. So that's the main reason to own it. Next reason, Super Smash Bros. Ultimate, which is definitely the ultimate version of Smash Bros. Every character is in there that's ever been in Smash, some new ones, especially if you buy the DLC. As of making this video, like about a month ago, it wasn't even a month ago, it was a few weeks ago, I guess. The first DLC character came out, Joker from Persona 5, or I guess the Persona series. I don't know if he's just in 5. I don't know much about that series, but he's the first character, and be at least 4 more coming out. But yeah, this game is great. If you like Smash Brothers, this is definitely the best and ultimate experience, and it's just wonderful. And the next reason, Super Mario Odyssey, a very, very good 3D Mario game. I have the most unpopular opinions on stuff, I'm telling you, because this still is not my favorite one. Mario Sunshine, I know I'm one of those freaks, but you know, am what I am. Grew up on it, but this is very good. I'm friends with so many like Nintendo fanboys, and they absolutely adore this game, and you know, I can't blame them. It's great. Go check it out. It's one of the best Mario games, especially 3D Mario games. Just, you know, if you're I guess also if you're a big fan of Mario 64, this is gonna be the game for you. It's a lot like that. So go get it. It's great. The next one is kind of funny. It's actually a Wii U game, but they re-released it on Switch with the Definitive Edition. And that is Hyrule Warriors, which I actually love. I love this game. It's funny. I bought this on the Wii U. Didn't really play it. I didn't really get into it. Then for some reason, when I bought the Switch version, I just got into it and I couldn't put it down. I just beat the crap out of this thing. Love it. Great game. Very different than all the Zelda games. It's part of the I can't think Warrior series. I can't even think of the actual name of it, but it's just a bunch of hacking and slashing, which. It's a little different to get into, but I got addicted to it. I don't know. It was just fun. Next up, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. The best version of Mario Kart 8, obviously, because Deluxe. Yeah, I don't know. I went a long way for that joke, but anyway, yeah, that's another great game you should own on this. Like, this lineup is amazing. You should go get all these. These are great, and which is funny because they're all like, you know, mainline Nintendo games except for this one. This was made by a different company, but you know, still great. I want to go ahead. I know I was going to do the top 5. I'm going to throw in one more. Owlboy. I'm going to throw an indie game in there. This one's really fun. Haven't beat it yet, but I've really enjoyed what I played of it. So go check it out. And I'm going to throw in 2 more, or 3 more for digital side. This thing has great indie support. But I wanted to say, go get Enter the Gungeon. Absolutely one of my favorite games ever made. Enter the Gungeon. Go get it. It's a fabulous game. I have over 230 hours in that game. I can't get enough of it. Go get that. Go get Celeste. Amazing platformer. One of the hardest platformers I've ever played. Some of the jumps in that are just insane. They're insane. So yeah, go get Celeste. And then recently Cuphead came out on the Switch. Go get it. I've just beat it. Originally had it on the Xbox One, but now have it on the Switch. So very good. Go get it. This little console is the console that can. And I didn't think it was going to succeed when it first came out. And it's proved me wrong. It's selling like hotcakes. And yeah, I don't know. Like, it's such a weird relationship I have with this thing. Like I said, I wish it was more powerful, but what can I say? They're kicking butt, and it's a heck of fun. And look at this game. And plus, Breath of the Wild. Forget these other ones even. Breath of the Wild. Go get it. That is an amazing game. That's why this comes in at number 6.